I'm going short. Hello, this is Jason E, and welcome to the Trading Ascension YouTube channel. We discuss topics related to the personal and the spiritual growth journey of day trading. Today, I want to share a podcast clip from Season 2, Episode 4. It's an interview with George Papasol. Before I go any further, Trade Pro Academy, he's the founder. He was an institutional trader who started this place where you can join other traders, coach, mentorship, strategy teaching, execution, all of the above. If you feel like you are seeking your tribe, if you're trading alone, that's something they're huge on, is trading in a group, in a team. So go check out Trade Pro Academy. They have a show that comes out every single day. It's phenomenal, with a morning breakdown and report of what they see in the news and things like that. So it's a great thing to start your day with. Go check out Trade Pro Academy. So back to the story. So during this conversation with George, I was talking about how I needed to trade all the time. And then I started trading the fat. So my first year in trading, conflict with another human, I'm trading. Too much sleep, I'm trading. Not enough sleep, I'm trading. Any type of breakfast, I'm trading. And eventually I had enough notes in my journal to start cutting the fat. Now, initially, you have to always trade because you have to always get better, right? And a lot of times this could be sim for you. For me, it wasn't, but you want to consistently get better. So you should always trade. But then you reach a place where you need to understand when not to trade, right? Because there's 3 stages from my research, from my trading that I found. And I'll talk about that in just a second. When I mentioned this, George gave me 10 steps with 3 areas, right? And 10 steps, 10 criteria, binary questions to ask myself to let me know if I was ready to get in the market mentally, spiritually, emotionally, right? So this is huge because it helps us move, and it's tangible information, which I don't know if any videos have tangible information taking you to the intuitive step of trading, right? So if trading was broken down into 3 steps, first there's a strategy, right? You get a strategy. It's just the X's and O's telling you how to enter the market. Now you turn that strategy into an edge with hard work, and you get the data and you put in the work, right? The time taking live trades. And then your strategy can turn to an edge when you have 3 things: risk management, right? You know how to leverage your strategy; execution, right? You're following your rules consistently; and then belief, right? You're not shaking every time you click the mouse. You know exactly when your strategy is going to work, right? Based on the statistics. Of course, we can't predict the market. Now, after you go from strategy to edge, there's this intuitive level, right? Which is only granted to the masters of trading. These are individuals who have cultivated a relationship with their pairs or with their ticker, their symbol, and they know what's happening, right? They have a relationship. They can trade just based off this instinct, right? And that's this unconscious competence, which again is something that has to be earned. But here is a practice on moving in that direction, a tangible step to help move in that direction, which I think is awesome because it illuminates the path. It's our journey, and it's our responsibility to go down that path. So I'm going to share this episode where he talks about what to do to know if you should be trading or not that day. One thing I want to say before I get to this is that you are still a trader if you're not in a trade, right? Number 1 rule: protect our capital, right? So if you're sitting on your hands, you're a trader. If you skip a day, you're still a trader, right? As long as you got your account open and that's your intention. So I believe if you take heed to this advice, if you put it into your subconscious, the same way you take your strategy and you turn it into an edge by making it an unconscious competence, if you're able to do this and say, okay, I have a strategy, I have an edge, when do I use it, right? By following these steps that George lays out, then you can improve and make the entry part of when to do it part of your unconscious competence. Take your trading to a next level. So without further ado, like we hate to drive through, let's get it in. I'm like, all right, according to my journal, this didn't go well. So I started cutting the fat on days that I actually was trading. Without giving away your secrets, can you just talk a little bit more about the criteria of the capital meter and how I can basically determine, if I'm mentally fit to get in the market?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I go through 10 criteria. I could go through all of them if you would like.
Yeah, sure.
I have to pull up my journal for today, and I score it. And I could give you guys a screenshot if you want. Like, I'm an open book. I don't really think anything is really a secret. In fact, it's very trivial.
That'd be awesome. And for listeners, we will have show notes, of course, at tradingascension.com. So you'll have all the links and you'll be able to seek George's wisdom on the website. And we'll make sure we give you some promotions on what you have going a little bit later as well.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate that. We're just at the end of the day trying to educate and empower. That's my whole life mission. So I'll give you the 10 things. I'll read them out, and then I won't add too much more, and then I'll let you ask some deeper questions if you want. So they're pretty self-explanatory. I have 3 categories: night before, morning of, and first trade. So to me, those are the 3 key moments where a day is won or lost. And oh, by the way, Jason, remember when you asked me what's the difference between athletes and traders?
Uh-huh.
I think this is one of the differences, that if you feel like crap, you don't have to perform. If you're an athlete and you feel like crap, you're going out on the ice, on the court, whatever sport you're playing, you have no choice. So you have to fight through this. This is one of the biggest advantages for traders, that when they're not feeling 100%, you don't have to trade. The money that you have today is better than having less of it, because you're doing things in a suboptimal way. So I think this is one of the biggest benefits, is that if you're not feeling it, you don't have to go out to compete.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a huge difference, especially for athletes like me who's ever have to play with a pulled muscle. You know that you want to, not show up that day. So that's a huge difference.
Man. And you're doing it for the team too. You're like, hey, just throw some horse tranquilizer or ice me up or whatever. I'll go out there. There isn't that pressure in trading, which is great. You don't have to, because like the top athletes know how to work through adversity in real time. Most people, unfortunately, don't, and it's a reality. You have to think it through, take time. So I think that's one of the biggest strengths, is that if you can't compete, don't.
Yeah,
You're going to get better success. So here's the 3 categories: night before, morning of, and first trade. So night before starts out like this: how well did you review your trades? If I didn't review my trades last night, then clearly I'm not ready to learn from the past day. Why am I even trading this morning? Right? Like, if I haven't learned anything yesterday, why do I believe I'll be better today than yesterday? So how well did you review your trades? Are you at peace with the results? That's an important one for me. Are you excited to apply the learnings? How well did you sleep? How well did you eat? All right, that's the night before. So really, 5 out of the 10 right there is already taken care of the night before. Right. And then the morning of, what do you feel? So I know personally for me, it might be come to shock as you, but I'm an empath. I feel my way through life.
Yeah, I get it.
So yeah, you know how it goes, right? Like, I get affected by things I see. That's why I'm passionate. So how do I feel? And depending on the feelings I have, it's either a 1 or a 0, like good or bad. And I know myself enough to be self-aware, reflective, to be honest with myself. And then this is a big one: are you holding on to losses emotionally from yesterday? And you got to be honest in answering these. You can't just answer it just to get a 7, right? This isn't school where you just need to pass. This is, you're risking money. So right. Are you holding losses emotionally from yesterday? And if you are, like, that's a big no-no. What do you think you're going to do today if you haven't gone over yesterday? Probably the same thing as yesterday. All right. Are you opportunity focused or fear driven? And this is kind of like the last one I ask myself before I get into a trade. Am I sitting at the desk right now looking for opportunity? Or am I out here looking for ways to cut my risk or to lose the least amount of money? And I know traders approach a day at the beginning and like, I want to lose the least amount of money as possible. Why don't you try to make some? Losses are part of the game. I get it. But am I looking for opportunity today, or am I just too focused on the risk aspect? Like, do I, maybe I feel like, I don't want to take too much risk today. Like that kind of conversation. What is the tone? Am I going towards something or away from something? Am I trading because I don't want to do something else, or am I trading because I want to take advantage of this opportunity? And then the last category is the first trade. Now, this is one question that I asked myself, the last 2 points I get right before the trade. Is this a trade you would be proud of at 4 p.m., regardless of the result? Because, knowing NLP, Jason, and personal development, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And sure, how you start is usually how you're going to finish, for most people.
Yeah, so, I agree.
Yeah, so from this perspective, then you just ask yourself, at 4 p.m., when I review this trade, because I will, is this going to be a trade I'm proud of? And if the answer is going to be no, I'm clearly not ready to put this trade. And if I am going to be proud of it, and remember, the key words are the part after 4 p.m., regardless of the result. Because it takes a lot of experience, unfortunately, to learn that there are good losing trades and there's bad winning trades, right? And
Right.
then the last thing, number 10, is how do I feel now? And if it's just a good, boom, I put that check on. Rarely do I get a 10 out of 10. I mean, like, 7, 8, 9s I get. 10 is like everything's perfect. But when everything's perfect, when it's a 10, I'm almost concerned. Did I really reflect enough? Am I just like saying what I need to, kind of thing? So
Right.
7 is good, 8 is good, 9 is like great, 10 is bad. It's like you're just answering questions for the sake of it, not being reflective.
And then 6 or below, you're not even trading.
Yeah, 6 or below, I can't, because then I either like did something last night, didn't sleep, I didn't eat well, I was off my routine, or I feel different, I'm distracted. Guys, look, life is what happens while you're trying to trade. There's things that's going to come into you from left field to hit you, and how you deal with those is important. And that's why I think personal development is important, because it allows you to navigate personal challenges so you could get rid of them, so you could score high on the mental capital the next morning.
Wow, that's I truly appreciate you.